Howdy everybody. Today we're going to be making a little bit of a beauty. Just put a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you make perfection. Oh yeah, that's right. Now this is the fun part. Last time around, the audience asked me a couple of questions about my paintings. And first and foremost, I had a lot of you asking me, how am I able to do such these beauties? And the truth is, all it takes is just a little bit of effort, a little bit of happiness, and you can do whatever you put your mind to. And a couple more of you were asking me how I integrated technology into my newest project, Turn Off the Flash. So, I would say that I was able to incorporate technology in a plethora of ways. For starters, our entire movie was filmed on the iPhone, and a variety of them. Some of my group members had an iPhone 15, some iPhone 14s, and some iPhone 16s. Using the iPhone, we were really able to learn some of the new features that it has. Things that we had never really thought about before, even having seen 1,000 times. Things such as the Rule of 3 grid that allowed us to get better shots throughout our final project. And also like the stabilizing line that allowed us to see when our shot was balanced and when it wasn't balanced. So I would say right there, the iPhone was the most important part of our production the most important technology of our production, as it allowed us to really film everything that we wanted to. And it also taught us a little bit about how we can make our shots better using things like the Rule of 3 and the Rule of 3 grid. So let's keep on painting a little bit. Now we're going to be mixing just a couple of these together. Really get the banana into the proper color. So how else would I say I integrated technology into my project? I would say the second most I integrated into my project with technology was none other than my editing software, CueCut. Now, a little fellow like me, I was lucky enough to be able to have a group member that was very well versed when it came to editing. And she basically was she knew the ins and outs of CueCut and was even a member of CueCut Pro. So, she was able to really help our group and facilitate us through teaching us how to edit and just teaching us around the application and the software. And CueCut Pro had a lot of awesome features that allowed us to do a lot of cool things we wanted to do with our product. For example, my favorite piece of editing throughout the entire movie came with the final transition in the film. So at the end we see, the two YouTubers come to their fates, and it's due to the fact that we have sort of a lost footage sort of feel, we wanted to end with a lot of just the camera going to static, the footage coming to an end. And we were able to come across that using a transition that I thought was absolutely gorgeous. And it was basically the static from the lost footage transitioning into a visual match with the girl finding the found footage on her phone. Now, we were able to do that through technology such as CueCut Pro, which, is just a straight blessing. So when it came to the online technologies of our film, we were very fortunate to be able to use a bunch of different applications across the computer, and the computer, of course, itself. But, some of the ones that we really enjoyed using was Google Drive, for example. Google Drive allowed me and my group to be able to all be sending videos and anything that we needed to attach to each other, such as the feedback survey we ended up using towards the end of the, after we had submitted our rough draft. And, Google Drive allowed all of us to be able to also store our information on a cloud, which, was really perfect because it prevented any sort of loss of the video in case anything had happened to one of our phones that we had things filmed on. And so Google Drive was really just a safe place for us to have all of our films, and it also gave us an opportunity to be able to share everything with everybody in the group. And some other online technologies that we used would have to be YouTube. YouTube allowed us to share, hey kitty, don't meow now, I'm filming. So YouTube allowed us to, be able to share our rough draft with the class and allow them to actually watch it through something, because we were able to spread the link throughout the class and even put it on our teacher's board through YouTube. So YouTube also allowed us another place that we had somewhere to store our video in case anything were to happen. And I would also say that another very big online technology that added to our movie or allowed us to be able to make our movie had to be Google Forms. Through Google Forms, we were able to make a feedback survey that asked a lot of important questions that we thought were critical to the, improvement of our movie after our rough draft. So after being able to show our rough draft through technology such as the smartboard and YouTube, our class was actually able to go on the Google form and just answer all the questions that we had for them. And when it came to a written response, they were able to provide us more feedback that maybe we hadn't been able to include on a closed response question or something like that. So overall, we used online technologies a lot, and those were some examples of those were how I just explained: YouTube, Google Drive, Google Forms, and we used a lot of software through things such as QCut. And when it came to hardware, as I said before, we used our phones. And I failed to mention that I slightly touched was the computer itself. Our computer was the hub of everything for all of us. I mean, we each had our YouTube, our QCut, sorry, I might have said CapCut before, our QCuts, and we were also able to, use our phones and computers to email back and forth, text with each other, to be able to really communicate with our group. And we were able to stay in touch almost every day, which really, I would say, helped our project be made. And along with that, we were able to use Google Calendar to pick the correct days that we wanted to film on. And yeah, that's pretty much all the ways that we were able to incorporate our technology. So I appreciate you guys all listening to me here, and stay loving.